Yo! So, surprisingly, we are back a lot sooner than I expected. This car kind of popped up on, well, not popped up on me, but was brought to me yesterday. They found me through, I advertise on Facebook Marketplace, and they found me. This is a 19-year-old's 83 Monte Carlo. Won't start, won't run, trying to figure out why. Just brought it to me yesterday. I just started checking it out because I was it's just cold. I'm tired of being cold. Didn't sleep great. And I was like, man, I just really don't care video. But I was like, I got a video. You guys are my familia. No. Okay. Anyways, sorry. So I came out here and I was like, let's just throw the battery in it. And I was like, okay, okay, let me backtrack a little bit. So it's just a 19-year-old kid, his first old school car. So every one of us at 19 didn't know much about cars. So brought it to me to try and figure it out. And I was like, hey, I won't charge you to diagnose it. Or even if it's like a simple little fix, I won't charge you anything. Brought it to me, threw the battery in, and I was like, okay, this battery cable's pretty, you can't tell in video. That's it, just because it looks like that doesn't mean it's bad, but it's pretty loose inside, so there's a lot of wiggle. And then you got the corrosion, and I put it on, and I went in there and I just turned the key and it clicked over. The engine just kind of I was like, okay, just a bad connection. So I came out here and just kind of messed with it a little bit more. But I was like, well, let me check the oil, because you got to start with the very basics when you're diagnosing things. All they say is an engine won't start. That's all I know. So you got to be a detective. And I was like, there's nothing there. So I'm like, okay, maybe it just leaked out because it's been sitting in their driveway for a little bit. So I put the negative cable back on it. I go in and I start it, and it's got a horrible scratching noise. I'm like, okay, because he said that they replaced the starter. So it turns over a lot more. It turns, but it's horrible scratch. I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's the wrong starter or something's not right. So I get under here. I put the car up on my jack stands. And I'm like, well, no real leaks. I see all these witness marks on where the starter isn't engaging fully. It's just barely hitting the corner of the teeth. I'm like, oh, okay, there's an issue. But then I'm just kind of laying down here, just checking things out. And then Houston, we have liftoff. So this is either going to be a very short video once I mention what's playing peekaboo, and I won't do anything else to this car because maybe it just doesn't have the money. It was asked before it was brought to me. The mom asked me because she was the one messaging me, because the kid doesn't have Facebook. Kids don't have Facebook these days. That's an old people thing. So messaged me on Facebook and said, how much would it be to replace an engine? And I was like, well, we don't know if it needs an engine. I said, if it's a minor fix, I won't charge nothing. If I just check it out, I won't charge anything. But if I take out the old engine and I replace it with the same exact engine, I'll charge you $750. And I guess they were okay with that. But so that is obviously either going to go that route or not. It's just, we will find out. So I'm going to shoot the kid. Well, I got to get back under there and take a picture. I'm gonna shoot the kid a text message and just say, hey, you need an engine. So we will go from there. Hopefully it doesn't drag on to weeks of, me having to find an engine, because surprisingly I assume this is a 350, 307, 305, 350, 327, all the same chunk. Finding one in this area is non-existent. People want LS prices, if not more, for a 350 with 200,000 miles on it. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna get back under there and take a picture real quick of that, and I'm gonna, oh yeah, you too, and go from there. So either this is gonna be a 8-minute video, or we'll do an entire series, maybe 2 videos on replacing this for the kid and getting it back up going. Training day, anyone? So next day, obviously Monte Carlo training day is no longer here. He just got it picked up, towed back to his house. We talked about, replacing the engine. I told him his quickest route, cheapest route would be just get another small block Chevy, just drop it, pull that one, drop the new one in, or the new used one in, and I'd do that for $750. So that would have been the cheapest route. But he mentioned that he saw one of my LS swap videos a while back, and he wants to go that route. So we might get that Monte Carlo back for some videos of LS swapping a training day Monte Carlo, which would be really cool, because I've had nothing lined up. My labor prices are just, I assume they're just too high for people. Obviously it's I understand it to an extent, because when you come to my channel, you're like, oh, this dude does cheap LS swaps, but he doesn't charge cheap for LS swaps. So I think that's where people kind of get confused. So to make this video longer than 6 minutes, let me show you guys. We got some parts in for the Camaro. We got the fuel line kit, or if you're new and just watching this, I have a 79 Camaro chilling in the backyard waiting to get an LS swap. I got a used starter from Amazon. Looks like the box was pretty used too, but that was $45 on Amazon compared to a new one. Well, so what's funny is this is like their new used, just like cosmetic damage sale that they do on Amazon for like $45, but they sell the new one for $50. So I don't know why my wife got the used one, but saving $5, which is the whole point of this swap, is to do it as cheap as possible. Here is the O2 sensors that you have to use specifically for the cheap harness. I have a whole, if you go way back in my videos, go back. I have a video that is specific to the cheap swap parts that I use on all the basic builds that are revolved around the cheap LS swap harness, which I have that harness here, actually. So okay, so this is all we got. So yeah, one thing. So I actually learned something today. Which, are you going to? What's going on? You okay? What? What you running for? Did I scare you? Oh no, you can't. Oh, are we gonna? You want to say hi to the camera? Okay, just say hi to everybody. Say hi. Okay. You're a big girl. You're 100 pounds. One thing I learned today via Facebook LS group is that there's a company by the name of Texas Speed, which I'm not hating, get your money. They are just repackaging and rebranding the cheap Amazon swap harnesses and selling them for $450. Look, I ain't mad at you. Do you think, boy? You don't know that Tupac song? All right, anyways, so I found that out today. It's kind of crazy that It's the same exact harness that you can get on Amazon for 130 bucks or eBay for 100 bucks. And it's in a different package with a sticker, and they're selling it for 450 bucks. But I mean, that lets you know right there if Texas Speed is putting their name on those Chinese harnesses, and people try to tell you that those Chinese harnesses have issues, wouldn't that mean that they don't have issues because Texas Speed is putting their reputation out on those harnesses? But anyways, not you. You. Anyways, not quite sure what I'm gonna do with this block yet. I was kind of like, you know what? Since I'm trying to show you guys cheap LS swap stuff, what if I just JB weld and then flux core that, and then slap crusty class. Oh, it's right there too. It's cracked. Oh my goodness. And slap a crusty classics garage sticker on it and bolt some heads on it and send it. But I don't think I can get it unstuck. I tried turning it with the breaker bar and a cheater bar, and it was no bueno. But anyways, appreciate you watching. Sorry this was a random. I expected that video of the for the Monte Carlo. For the Monte Carlo to be like a diagnosis, like going through steps of checking to see why it doesn't run, and I thought it was gonna be a nice video of me finally being able to do something not LS swap related, but something on the internals on the bottom side of the engine decided to leave the chat and made that a very quick diagnosis of what's wrong with it. So hopefully, maybe we'll get to see me do an LS swap on that. If I do an LS swap on it, I already talked to the kid about just going to reuse the turbo 350 that's in it. He said it was rebuilt, and I was like, perfect, we'll just reuse it. That'll cut the labor charge down because all I'm going to do is swap engines and do fuel system. But anyways, appreciate you watching. Still working on shirts. Been working on that for a minute, dealing with the company. Just kind of their contact back and forth isn't the greatest, so gotta kind of keep pushing that. But stickers, please just go buy some stickers. I've made like 15 bucks, so woo, gonna get a whole shop built soon. But anyways, appreciate you watching. I'll see y'all next time.